Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom.
Developer interviews.
Hello, my name is Neil Ticktin. I'm the editor-in-chief and publisher of MacTech magazine. We're here doing the TUAW MacTech interviews with developers and talking to them about iOS 7 and OS 10 Mavericks and seeing what they have to say. With me now is Aaron Freimark. He's the CTO of Tekserve. Thank you for coming. Welcome. Why don't we start off with what was your favorite feature or the favorite things that you're hearing about iOS 7 and OS 10 Mavericks? What are you liking? What you're seeing there?
Well, I like there's so much really to be in there, and then as part of the conference, there's a lot of features underneath the hood, which are real exciting to me. I mean, I geek out on this stuff all the time. I've been coming to WWDC for many years, and seeing a lot of releases. What we're seeing here, what I'm seeing that I like a lot is there's quite a few features that are there just for business in iOS, and it's not the sort of thing that Apple is going to tell consumers really. I mean, they're real consumer marketing focused, but there are more incremental features for businesses in this release than I've seen since iOS 4, that many years ago. And
things like the VPN and
things like the per app VPN, things like new app policies, things that we're going to be seeing revealed as the months go on, as we get closer to release. But like one of the things that they mentioned is that they're able to start separating data between the business data and the personal data. And
thank God.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a two personality iPad or anything like that for you, but it's going to be able to kind of have everything in a sandbox and lock
do not
down.
disturb for just kidding.
Yeah,
but it'd be nice at some point there. So,
and it's features like banks and institutions have been looking for a really long time.
So tell us a little bit about Tekserve and what you guys are doing and what do you guys got going on these days?
Well, we're working hard on that same theme. I mean, we've been really working through a lot of issues over the years about putting iPads into business, and in addition to all the other stuff that we do, as a retail store, but an increasing amount of our of what we do is working with businesses and consulting with them, and so the iPad is a fantastic personal device. Where we come in is when somebody tries to use it in a shared place, right? It might be the ultimate personal computer, but as a shared computer, as a way that other businesses need to use, it gets to be a lot trickier. So one of our customers came to us with this problem. It's a company called OTG, which does they manage restaurants in airports, and they've been They've been trying to put a menu in the airport, and to get that in airports in LaGuardia, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Toronto, and coming to JFK, and that's a really challenging environment because you have literally 1.5 million people using the same iPad. It's no longer a personal computer.
No, not at all.
So imagine somebody checks their email, and then I check my email on here in Gmail, and then you come in and I never logged out, and then you got my email. You can't do that sort of thing, right? I mean, there's privacy.
It's more of a library kind of computer. If anything else, would be the closest thing to it.
And the solution for most companies would be to put it in single app mode, so you just lock it down.
So
they wanted to have 10 apps.
App wrappers and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So, taking kind of what you guys are doing and what you've been doing in there and looking at some of what Mavericks and iOS 7 are going to do for us, how do you see that impacting what you guys are doing?
Well, it impacts it significantly. In some ways, there's some excellent features for businesses, that the background download of data for businesses that distribute a lot of content, like the menu, for example. As they update the menu, this can be done in the background. But there's also a lot of deployment. We're gonna be learning about that as we go on. Some of it's under non-disclosure, but some improvements to deployments. A lot of tools for enterprise about that. There's one thing they have published is that iBooks. It looks like they're going to be able to be deployed the same way as apps are over the air through MDM. Really, we're working hard to learn as much as we can about the tools and about how it benefits businesses.
Cool. I think you wanted to show me something here.
Yeah, it's a little bit about the theme that we've been talking about. What we have is to demonstrate the kinds of things that we're doing for OTG, for the airports and for the airports. This is the demo takes a couple minutes to run, but you have an iPad that has just been erased. I mean, it really has nothing on it.
Right.
And what we can do here, and I'll show you just real briefly with this. That's my password, so it's not the best thing to show. But we're automating Configurator, which is an Apple tool. And so really without any sort of hands-on work, we can go through and then customize one of these iPads. For doing any sort of scale, that's just really critical to be able to do. I see what happened. I lost my internet connection here. Just one moment. Try that again. So
internet connectivity while during a demo. I can't imagine that ever.
Yeah, no, I know. Demo gods, all of that stuff. This time it's working a lot better. Okay. So, we have Apple Configurators is a great tool that Apple distributes for free, but on its own, it's not. It takes a lot of hands-on work to be able to do stuff here, and so we've gotten it so it's used by a robot, and it's kind of keeps working as it keeps going on. So the demo, welcome to hold it. It gets kind of boring and kind of blank screen and everything like that.
Right.
What we're trying to do with this is help companies like OTG be able to actually take the device and then put it into people's hands in the marketplace.
Right.
It's not only a matter of just.
And what we're seeing here going on the computer right now is it's going through and it has automated a whole series of scripts and is very quickly just automatically making selections and choosing things and I think to some extent just typing in descriptions and things along those lines is what I'm seeing.
Right.
So it's just automating what Configurator does.
Loading files and everything like that.
Yeah.
So the reason that automation is important is because the solutions aren't only about creating a prototype; it's about creating a scale.
Yeah.
And OTG has 1,500 iPads in the field,
right.
And we send them out to them all pre-configured, so they just plug them in. So they're all set up.
Necessity is the mother of invention sometimes, right? So
no, with these kind of things, it's really important for that.
Yeah. So at the end of this demo, because we're gonna have to cut short here.
Yeah,
in a second, and, you end up with an iPad that's been fully configured for OTG in the way that they need it to be done, but you've been able to script the whole thing and make it so that it's a lot easier to implement.
You got it. That's right.
So,
that's right. That's right.
Something
like that.
Well, it's good having you here.
Okay.
Thanks for coming by and talking to us. And I'm Neil Ticktin. These are the TUAW MacTech interviews with developers talking about iOS 7 and OS 10 Mavericks. Thanks for listening.